What is up, New York Jets fans? What is up, Midnight Mafia? It is another Saturday night here on the Long Island Sound Fight and the New York Jets chant. Jets. All right, it is another Saturday night here on the Long Island Sound. I am Midnight Mike, your late night New York Jets host. I am thrilled for tonight because we're taking a topic that we did on Jets Uncovered, and we're bringing it to this show. Now, what we did on Jets Uncovered this past week is we do drafts every Wednesday morning at 8 a.m. It's not live. You can download it or listen to it at any point during the day. And basically what it is, it's a half hour. You drive to work, you put on the show, and we do drafts of the best Jets quarterbacks of all time. The best Jets, running backs, wide receivers. We've done them all, and you could go back. That's the best part about these drafts. They're done about halfway through the half hour. So if the topic at the beginning has already like timed out, like we've already talked about Hassan Reddick being a little bitch and not showing up for the mandatory practices, you can just skip through that and go halfway through the show and listen to the drafts because those are pretty much timeless. So what we did is the last draft we did was the New York Jets worst moments. And there were so many to choose from. And I don't even know if we're going to get through all of them tonight. So maybe next week we continue this and we go part 2 of the worst Jets moments of all time. I literally started writing them down for the show. And for our drafts, there's 3 of us. We each get 4 picks. So we need 12 going into a show. We need 12 just in case someone you need to have something ready to draft. And I started writing them down and not paying attention, just writing them down. And I got to a certain point. I was like, oh, this has got to be 12. I had like 15 or 16, just off the top of my head, boom, 15 or 16. And there were ones that were so big that I didn't even just pop in my head. Had I sat for 5 more minutes, I probably would have ended up with 2025. Okay, so that's what we're doing here tonight, folks. So get ready for that. I appreciate everybody who is watching. Guys, make sure when we have a guest on, I always like to try to hit that thumbs up for a live show record. Now, for my regular videos and whatnot, I'm not going to reach that. Those regular videos and reaction videos that I do throughout the season, they'll take 10 and 15 and 20,000 views, and they'll have 300 to 600 likes. I'm a realist. I understand I just started doing live shows this off season and I can't expect that. But ladies and gentlemen, the like record for a live show is 60 likes. Let's try to beat that because tonight we have on Connor Long from Jets X Factor and of course his show, his YouTube channel. And he's talked to Jets players. I haven't done that. He's talked to Jets broadcasters. I haven't done that. And he's had almost all of you other Jets content creators on his show. I've seen a bunch of you guys on there, and I'm just catching up with that. Connor's here. We've had on Green Bean. We've had on Gunny. We've had on who else? Ian from Jet Central. We've had on Nick Shine. We've had on Jets Chaos. I know I'm forgetting people, but the point is I got to catch up with all this. So tonight, Connor will be on the show, and we're going to be by the way, before I start bringing people on, I just want to point out that if you want to check out that Jets Uncovered show, which we did, like I said, we drafted them. Tonight, we're going to be talking about them, maybe ranking them, coming up with a consensus on the worst Jets moments of all time. Okay. But if you want to check it out, you just search The Undroppables on all your major podcast platforms. But from what I've been told, you can just search Jets Uncovered and you're looking for this logo. It's that simple. Look for Jets Uncovered and you will get all that stuff. Another thing before we start, I do want to point out that if you want a Midnight Mike Show sticker, all you have to do is send me an email. Send me an email right there to midnightmikeshow@gmail.com. It's spelled MIDNITE Mike Show, and you will receive, while supplies last, the Midnight Mike Show. That's the mid-century modern holographic sticker. And of course, these ones are unlimited. You'll get it no matter what. The Midnight Mike Show, New York Jets logo sticker. All you have to do to that email address is send me your address, your work address, a P.O. box, something, and then you'll get the stickers. You could throw them on water bottles. You could throw them on your computer. You could throw them on your car. And I've had someone throw it on their work helmet, their construction helmet. It's awesome. I really do appreciate it. People have put it on their phones, and it's good because someone say, hey, it's the Midnight Mike Show. Come join us, right? It's not that hard. All right, let me pop that down. Tons of people in the comments. And once again, my co-host, Maddie, he told me once again, I may be late for this Saturday night show. I may not be able to be there at all. Who knows, and that's just what it is, that he does that kind of thing. One time he left for his wife's birthday. Like, that's more important than the Midnight Mike Show. So, ladies and gentlemen, I love to do this. It's time to play Win Maddie's Job here on the Midnight Mike Show. All you have to do is sometimes drink a lot. In this case, maybe not. Maybe not in this case. You'll see what I'm talking about. But have knowledge on the New York Jets. Come on the show, put down some beer if you're of age. If not, then that's that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, our first contestant is from Jet X Factor, my new co-host, Connor Long. How you doing tonight, Connor?
Doing well, Mike. Really appreciate you having me on the show.
I appreciate you being here. I appreciate that you're coming on to Win Maddie's Job because, let's be honest, he's not reliable. He's just not reliable.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen it's ridiculous.
As a listener of the show, wife's birthday? Are you kidding me? Choosing that over hanging out with Midnight Mike on, your favorite late night New York Jets host. Come on. Exactly.
Now, here I have a question for you. There was a comment in here earlier. I'm going to see if I can bring it up, and I want to point this out. Okay, YouTube user. Okay, I see what you're doing here, and I don't block people. That's one thing I will never do. I don't send people to the shadow realm. I believe in free speech, and as you go through here, as long as you're not dropping like racial slurs or ridiculous stuff like that, I'll keep you in here. But posting "Go Dolphins" as from what I see right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times in a row, blocking out other people. That infringes on their rights to comment and me to see their comments. So keep that in mind. You can post fins up. You can post all that stuff you want, but do me a favor. Do it at a reasonable pace. Okay. Oh, there's more. I didn't even see all those. Look at that. Okay. So for some reason, I can't get up higher than all these Go Dolphins things. But someone asked if, and I believe this had to have been a little bit of a joke, that they asked, hey, tonight's topic, basically worst Jets moments. Has Connor lived through any bad or bad moments in New York Jets history? Have you?
There's definitely been worse. These as I've been getting into Jets history this past year or two, and I've really dug into all the like major games in Jets history, great, good, and bad. There's definitely been worse, but throughout my whole life, I just haven't seen good football. I mean, there weren't any like horrible moments. Like for example, like the fake spike game with the Dolphins when they were playing the Dolphins in 1994, up 24-14, and they blow that game. So there hasn't been anything at like, cause I just in my life the Jets have never played for high stakes. So it's like you can only get so many bad moments when you're playing for such low stakes compared to, like I said, that 1994 game when they're 7-5 and competing with tied with the Dolphins at the time for the 1 seed in the AFC East.
Well, let me tell you something, Connor. I don't know if you caught Jets Uncovered, but I was at that game. And I'll tell you, going into that game, yeah, I still have the ticket. And as soon as I find it, I'm trying to clear out my garage and find my scrapbook that has all my old Jets tickets and Jets programs and Jets yearbooks and all that stuff in it. But going into that game, that outside Giants Stadium was insane. Going into the game was insane. Being there the whole first half, even during halftime, was insane. And then afterwards, it was like it was bedlam. It was like there was fist fights everywhere. It was almost as bad as I was at the game. It was in 1988. My dad took me, and I was 8 years old, and they played the Bills, got completely routed, and Jets fans started lighting the seats on fire in the stadium. And fights were, go ahead.
Did you say 1981 was that the playoff game against the Bills?
No, 88.
Oh, okay, 88, yeah.
88. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, it was absolute. That was insane. And that I was kind of scared because my dad was scared. Now my dad, he's built, he could kick some ass, but he had to protect me, an 8-year-old. So he was very nervous getting me out of that game because people were, it was crazy. But by the time the fights were going on during the fake spike game, I was like 14 years old and I was prepared for it and I had lived through it. So whatever, but that's definitely on the list here. But yeah, I was able to go up and get that. That was Alan. So thank you, Alan, for the comment. A lot of people in here. I am loving this. Stacked is in here. Let's see here. That guy Maddie's in here. OG Jets fan 85. What's up, man? How you doing tonight? Valerie, our first lady of the Midnight Mike show, is in here. And then this was his first comment, so I will put it in here. YouTube user, the Jets or the Dolphins fan. Hi, motherfuckers. Okay, that's nice. At least it's better than Go Dolphins 7,000 times. Assist My Suicide is in here. Greg is in here. Scott Black, Dolphins fan, in here. Who else? I'm just going to try to whip through this. Metz is in here. And he's a channel member, part of the Midnight Mafia. And I'll give the shout outs for that a little later. I will definitely give the shout outs for that a little later. All right. I gotta get to this. We got to move along. I'm sorry, guys. I got to run down to the bottom there. If you want to get it, believe me, if you super chat or something, boom, it will go up. And I appreciate all the Midnight Mafia members, all the channel members who click that join button. You know, both levels, the Testaverde level and the Namath level, are both less than a cup of Starbucks coffee. And, you know, you pay it a month, and after a month, you get a free super chat anyway. So it just works out. All right, there we 100%. Go. See, there we go. Let's give a quick Jets chant. And that chant is for, where is it? Why can't I find it? Oh, this is frustrating. My computer's running a little slow, which is bothering me. But what I did was my eyes have gotten bad. And it's hard for me to see the comments on my computer. So what I did today is hooked up another screen above my computer. So now I'm running on literally 4 screens. I have 2 computers, 1 screen that I could see for the comments, and then this computer is hooked up to the game behind me. So it's pretty crazy in here. A lot to look at.
Yeah.
All right. I gotta find this. You know what? I can go over to start. There it is. There's the reason we did the Jets chant, because Bobby Midnight gifted 1 Midnight Mike Show membership. And if anyone's actually in the YouTube or in the on YouTube in the comments section and tell me who got gifted that membership,
I think I have
awesome.
it.
But thank you so much. You got it?
Yeah, I think OG Jet fan Tommy, OG Jet fan was gifted the membership.
Nice. So OG, make sure to give a big thanks to Bobby Woodruff. You become a channel member, and when you become a channel member, you not only get my pop-up streams, which I do live and everyone gets to see them, but they're so sporadic. and I don't always talk Jets stuff. Sometimes if someone's in there and they talk Jets, that's fine. But I'll talk about all the things that I want to talk about that aren't necessarily Jets, and a lot of time they are sports. But as soon as it comes down, it goes into members only. Same thing with the Tuesday night show. That goes live. Everyone can see it. But then the next morning, it goes behind the paywall. So if you want to watch on a replay the next day or something, you're going to have to be a channel member. So I really do appreciate everybody who is part of that. All right, there's this guy waiting in the waiting room. I got to bring him in and see what he has to say. He's giving me the middle finger. I don't understand why.
You earned it.
Sir, what is your name?
You earned it. Talking all that shit. I've been in the green room since before you started almost. I busted my hump to get here. And you're going to talk about me? You think you're better than me? What's up,
Fair
guys?
enough. Fair enough. Going good. Going good. How you doing?
Good.
Yeah, good to see you in here.
Oh, you too, buddy. Thanks for coming on the show.
Of course, appreciate you guys having me.
And guys, remember, we're trying to break that. I see the live viewerships are already almost to 60. So if all of you just hit that like button, we could beat that Green Bean live show thumbs up record of 60. So let's do it tonight, folks. I talked about memberships and I talked about super chats and stuff, but that's someone going above and beyond. And I appreciate that. But the thing you could do just for free is hit the like button and subscribe if you're new.
Yes.
It's free. But tonight we are going to be talking about what?
I said I love what a hit I am with the Dolphins fans. They call me Lex Luthor, who's one of my personal heroes, and they cheer for me. It cracks me up. Love you guys.
Well, I like this guy in here. He's new, Cuban Raider. Being a Finns fan is soft, and then he comes on with I'm from Miami and I hate the Dolphins. So I don't know what this means, YouTube user. What does this mean? Jets fans are irresponsible. I don't even know what that means.
Yeah.
How are we irresponsible?
On that one.
Loyal to
why we're irresponsible.
Yeah, loyal to a fault. Loyal to a fault, maybe. But definitely irresponsible. I'm not really understanding that one. Clancy's in here. Ted is in here. I mean, like I said, guys, you guys are blowing up the comment section, and it's just so much to handle. And I got to get to our topic. So I appreciate all you guys being in here, and I want everybody to know that work at my Clark Kent job is very slow during the summer. So I have time to go back and watch all of the shows, and I literally only do it to watch the live chat. So I do end up seeing all of your comments. And also you'll notice during the show, I'm not down here anymore. That's a classic Midnight Mike thing down here because I'm trying to read the print on but now it's so big. Now you're going to see me looking up here at this screen. So I appreciate that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are into the worst moments in New York Jets history. But first, a Raider fan from Miami, you're getting the Jets chant. Jets. Thank you so much, Cuban Raider. I appreciate that. And as a matter of fact, I don't know how up you are on being on shows, but I am looking for correspondence from other teams. Like we have Sean O'Brien, who's our Minnesota Vikings correspondent. He comes on quite a lot. I'm looking for some from some other teams. So I definitely, he sends $4.99. He says, Midnight Mike, would you consider the Henry Ruggs 2020 game winner versus the Jets one of the worst Jets moments? Salute to Mike. Like what you do. I appreciate that so much, but let me tell you, absolutely not. That wouldn't even be my top 50. I don't think you understand how miserable it is to be a Jets fan. Where is my look? This is what I wrote down just off the top of my head.
Wow.
Yeah, and that was just like writing. Oh shit, look how many I have already.
Yeah.
So before we get this started, thank you so much, Cuban Raider. I really do appreciate that. You are the man. I appreciate the super chat. Please subscribe if you haven't. Before we get into this, Connor, I don't think we asked you this the last show. Like we talked about who you thought was the quarterback when you started watching the Jets. But what made you become a Jets fan, or what relative of yours tricked you into being a Jets fan?
So actually, that last super chat about the Ruggs, Ruggs touchdown actually has a lot to do with my Jets fandom. But yeah, I was born into it. My dad was a Jet fan, so I just eventually started watching the games. And I wasn't like a huge fan in 2020, but I liked watching football. I didn't know inside and out of the game, but I really enjoyed watching the game. So I think the Jets might have been, I could be mistaken, but like 13 losses at the time of that game. Jets are winning against the Raiders. I'm going crazy. I mean, the game's not over. I'm going crazy running around my house. Mom, Dad, everyone, the Jets are going to win their first game of the year. Oh my God. My dad said, never say anything until it hits 000. I go, I know, but it's a Hail Mary. The Jets are going to win the game. And then, Greg Williams calls an all-out blitz. Henry Ruggs just burns Lamar Jackson, I think was the cornerback. Just burns Lamar Jackson, takes it to the house, and my dad would say he saw my heart get ripped out of my soul. I was just like, oh my God. So my dad turns to me, he goes, Connor, you have two choices. You can either stay with the Jets or choose another team. But once you choose that team, you got to stay with them for the rest of your life. So I said, all right, Dad, I'll sleep on that. So I wake up the next morning. I go, Dad, I'm riding with the Jets. Ever since then, that marked my diehard fandom.
That's a rite of passage, I think.
That's
for all
awesome.
Jets fans, is to have something like that happen where you're like, all right, we got this. Everything's fine. How did we rip defeat from the jaws of victory? And then it'll happen like 3 more times in a season.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh yeah. All right. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we have a Jets chant. Jets. Nate, channel member of the Midnight Mafia, $10 says, Maddie has hired me as his agent. I think we can all agree Maddie brings a lot to the show. Before we discuss his wages, we would like to begin by including Maddie's name in the title of 40% of the shows. What do you think, Maddie?
I can only imagine how like the show's title would be like super insulting, or would devolve into like Rick and Morty style shit. Be like how Maddie got his groove back. Maddie Fiction.
No, look. No, but to be fair, I usually my show titles are exactly the topic we're talking about.
No,
so it's not like I'm not like Midnight Mike talks about, whatever. But Nate, seriously, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. That is a $10 super chat from a channel member of the Midnight Mafia. That is awesome. Guys, once again, we're now over 60 as far as I can see, and sometimes it's weird with who's on Twitter, who's on Facebook, who's on whatever, but we are over 60. So if all of you hit that like button, free, we beat the record tonight here on the show. All right, we got to get into this, ladies and gentlemen. The worst Jets moments of all time. Let's do this. Let's talk first, since it was brought up by Connor. Let's quickly talk about the fake spike game. Maddie, what are your memories of it, since me and Connor already had a little bit of a conversation? And wait, and you know what I will do? I told Connor before we did this show that I was going to fuck with you, and I was going to bring him on first, and I was going to call him my co-host and all of that. But ladies and gentlemen, because I just got a message from Nate, the agent of Maddie, I am officially moving Maddie into his rightful spot in the top part of this.
The union is strong, very strong. The fake spike game. You know what's funny is, I remember just being like, "What the hell are they doing?" I was like, "Who's gonna stop them if they decide to go and score a touchdown?" Like it's just, I was like, "What is?" I watching it. I was just like looking back now, it felt like somebody dropped their controller during a game of Tecmo Bowl and just let some things happen. So annoyed, and it was one of those where it's just like,
and then the best part about all this, Maddie, but the best part about all this is that YouTube user and Scott Black and them are probably just creaming themselves listening to this.
Yeah. No, it was one of those where that game really did shake my faith, in just Jets fandom, where I was like, these are professionals. Who the heck? How does this happen? Like, you're in the NFL. And I was like, and the NFL for the Jets stands for not for long. This is embarrassing. I was so, when you just turn off the television and you walk out of the room and it gets 20 degrees colder wherever you go. That was me. And I mean, I was young, but I was so angry. Oh, I to this day I remember just.
Well, the thing with the thing on. Yeah, the thing on my end is that I was from like 1990 or 89 to 94. The Jets were like in a real low state. So when they got into this 94 season, and like Connor said, like I don't even know the exact records, but I know that they were either if
7
they
and
won,
5,
they'd go ahead of the Dolphins, or they would tie the Dolphins and be in first place by a conference record or whatever. And everyone knew going into that game, and it's midway through the season, folks. Like this, we were in the pits, and it was the hope. It was like finally the Jets are going to do this. And I've worn it a million times on this show. I've worn my Boomer Esiason 75th anniversary jersey that I wore to that game. And it was so demoralizing. And then the rest of the season, I don't think they won a game, or maybe they won one.
Either way, that basically was just the backbreaker for that whole season, and it was clear by the players' performance that they were just like, "Fuck it, we don't care."
Yeah. So the Jets.
But
the
the
Jets.
thing
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say the Jets. And I do have a little bit of delay on my end, so I apologize with me coming in and out like that. But the Jets also had a significant. It was like 22-3 or like 24-7 at halftime. It was like the Jets the first half looked like the first place team, and it was just like you said, rug pulled out from under you.
Yeah, just screw you, Jets fans.
Yeah, I mean, they were up, I believe it was 24-14 in the beginning of the fourth quarter. At the time, the Jets were 6-5. If they were to win that game, they would have gone to 7-5, which would have caused a tie with the Dolphins for first place. But, after they collapsed in that game, I believe they lost the remaining 5 games of the season. I don't think they won another game after that. And what just makes it so much worse is that, I think the main reason that why Jet fans go crazy about this is like Dan Marino was the quarterback at that time for the Dolphins. Jets had the opportunity to draft Dan Marino, and you see him just execute a play. And I liked Maddie's Techno Bowl reference there. I mean, it reminded me, sometimes I'll be playing Madden, and it'll be like 3 seconds till halftime, and I'll be spamming triangle to go no huddle, and then I'll click it too many times, and then it'll do a fake spike play, and it'll throw everyone off. So I like Maddie's reference as to Techno Bowl there.
Oh, here's what I'm going to say to the YouTube user. He says, wear a Dan Marino jersey, Mikey. And I actually have a story about that. Back in middle school, we used to make jersey bets. So if there was someone from another team, if you win, I'll wear your jersey, so on and so forth. And during the 1996 season, where the Jets went 1-15, at almost the beginning of the year, there was like one real diehard Dolphins fan in my school, and his name was Brian. And he and I made a bet for the Dolphins game, this one specific Dolphins game. We pointed it out on the schedule, and we said, all right, this game, if I lose, I'll wear your Marino jersey. But if you lose, you have to wear my Esiason jersey. And I'll tell you right now, or maybe it was my O'Donnell jersey. I forget who was the quarterback at the time, but it was the 1-15 season. The whole season just lost. The one game the Jets won, and they won like 17-16, was against the Dolphins, and I did not have to wear that Marino jersey. But I will tell you this, YouTube user, I'm a money whore. So here's what I'll tell you. Someone sends me a jersey and pays me a certain amount of money. I don't know how much. It'd have to be pretty high to get me to do that. I would put on a Marino jersey for a little while. Not a whole show, but for a little while. If it helps put money back into the show, then I will do it. I will do that for my audience. Actually, you know what, audience? Would you want me to do that? Because if you tell me no, I won't even do it for money. I would just be doing it as a joke with YouTube.
Yeah.
I don't know. But Connor, whether you were around for it or not, give me another worst Jets moment in the history of the team.
Oof, there's a lot of ones to choose from. This one actually that I subtitled, so I started preparing some. This one that I think was just terrible. 1995 draft when the Jets select Kyle Brady over Warren Sharp. I mean, they missed out on a Hall of Famer. Warren Sharp finished his career with just short of 100 sacks and 19 forced fumbles with 4 interceptions. They pass on Warren Sharp to select tight end Kyle Brady, and oh god, just ninth overall.
Okay, so it's Warren Sapp, but regardless,
that's what it was.
No, it's okay, but listen, here's the thing. Kyle Brady, like if you were talking worst draft picks of all time, I wouldn't put Kyle Brady on there. He was serviceable. Yeah, no, he's serviceable, but the fact that they chose him over Warren Sapp is the problem, and what sticks it in a worst Jets moments of all time. And I agree with that, because you could even watch the draft and the Jets fans were chanting for Warren Sapp, and then they come out and give us Kyle Brady, and it's like, once again, I hate that Kyle Brady, poor guy, has to like take the heat on this, because he was serviceable. It's not like he was a bust. I mean, he wasn't great, but he wasn't a bust. But he gets that poor history of being chosen over one of the greatest players ever at this position. So it is what it is, right?
Yeah, I mean, ninth overall though is extremely high for a player like Kyle Brady. I'd say it was a good pick if the Jets selected him in like a day, maybe second round or like a third or fourth round guy. But I agree, the fact that they took him over Sapp is, it kind of, not exactly, but it kind of reminds me of the O'Brien Marino situation, because like Ken O'Brien was not a terrible quarterback for the Jets. It's just he got so much hate because the Jets selected him over Dan Marino. So
I will defend Kyle Brady, or I'm sorry, Ken O'Brien until the end. I think he was an outstanding quarterback. And actually, you brought it up on one of the Tuesday night shows. Ken O'Brien has as many Super Bowl victories as Dan Marino. And they literally used to do shootouts against each other where both guys would be putting 50 on the other team. Now, that also speaks volumes for the defenses on those teams. But Ken O'Brien could always stand in there with Dan Marino. And it is what it is. Obviously, he's not the sexy pick like Dan Marino was, but he served the Jets well, and I love Ken O'Brien.
Yeah, like I said, it's not Ken O'Brien nor Kyle Brady's fault that the Jets selected those guys over Hall of Fame level like players. There's nothing they could do about it. Like, they made the best out of their opportunities, but I mean, just pass up on a Hall of Famer for a tight end that just I'm not going to say he was a bust like you said, but he did not live up to ninth overall expectations.
No. And that ninth overall, yeah, it is what it is. But the big fellow channel member coming in here saying, who won the Monday Night Miracle game? That's right. Shut the F up. Look, big fellow, I agree with you, but also that's a strange flex because the Jets don't really have too many, and you just kind of, because next week on Jets Uncovered we're doing the Jets best moments, and that one's going to be tough. There's not too many to choose from. You just picked one right there, big fella. So I just want to point that out. Maddie, you're next. Give me a worst moment in New York Jets history.
I'm going to go with what I think might be my number one. I'm trying to stay more recent, just because they're fresh in everybody's mind, but the Fail Mary. That was fucking
Say it again?
ridiculous.
I'm sorry.
The Fail Mary.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was embarrassing. And there you go. That now you just gave ammunition to all those Dolphins fans on the big fella.
I gotta be honest. It was just, Jesus, man, that was so embarrassing.
I know another one. A lot of people, like, we didn't really talk about much on Jets Uncovered that may be more recent, because a lot of mine go throughout my history. Like, I don't have any moments on my list that are before my time. So 1980 till now. Okay, so that's what I have on my list. But a lot of the newer moments, especially in the last 5 to 10 years, don't make it on my list because they've just been terrible, consistently. It's just been there hasn't been any big moments that stuck out, except this one. How about when, and this is once again more Dolphins ammunition, How about when that idiot Jets coach stuck out his knee and tripped the Dolphins
Yes,
player
I
clear as
forgot
fucking
about
day?
that. That was so bad.
Like, how embarrassing is that?
So classless.
That was so trashy to do that. Like, unbelievable. But I'm gonna move it along.
Did you think he was gonna get away with that? Like, there's
Exactly
cameras everywhere, you moron. God.
All right, what do you guys want? Do you guys want one that destroyed me for a season, or one that destroyed a person's life forever?
They both sound lovely.
Yeah, it's so hard to choose from. All right, I'll go with my literal number one worst moment for me personally, as a Jets fan. Here it is, folks.
Yep.
Vinny Testaverde going down in '99. And I'll let you guys give your thoughts in a second, but my quick thoughts are the reason that this is worse to me than the Aaron Rodgers situation is because Aaron Rodgers, there was nothing proven the season before to think that we were a Super Bowl contender. Now, on paper we were, but there was nothing. But here in '99, we're already being picked as a team that was a Super Bowl contender by almost every a sports analyst on ESPN and around the league, and the Jets were picked to win the AFC without a doubt by most people, especially since Elway was gone, he had retired, and we were ready to go, and we had the team that proved it, and Vinny went down, and that just ruined it. But go ahead, guys.
Oh yeah, no, I agree. That was absolutely heartbreaking, and I remember watching that. I was with a group of Jets fans. We were all at our friend's house, and I remember he went down, and all of us were like, "Well, that's the season. Forget it. We're done."
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's the most jet-like thing you can ask for. I mean, just after they had that great 1998 season, you see an injury like that where he's shut down for the remainder of the year. I mean, that really depleted the Jets.
Yep, and it depleted. Changed the whole team because after that, we never had that exact group together again, and Parcells left, and it just turned into almost a disaster. I mean, it's not like we didn't have good years, following that, and Ray Lucas saved that season. He made us almost make the playoffs, so thanks to him in '99, and we had a decent 2000, 2001, 2002. We had decent seasons following that, but it was never the same as '98 and what would have been '99. So that's why that to me. Are you fucking flossing?
Yeah.
We're on a show here, and you're picking crap out of your teeth.
I'm just chewing on this thing.
All right, fair enough. All right, Connor, give me another one.
I'm gonna go with the coaching staff here. I think the hiring of Richard Kotite was one of the worst moves in Jets history. I mean, you look, he went. Let's see, what do I have his record as? 4-28 as the Jets. 4-28. I mean, it doesn't get much worse than that. And then it was after that just the roller coasters, especially. I think Rex Ryan was the best coach in Jets history. You could point and say Parcells was, but, Rex Ryan got the Jets to the AFC Championship game 2 years in a row. So, I personally think Rex Ryan is the best coach in Jets history, but the hiring of Richard Kotite, I think, was one of the worst moments you could ask for as a New York Jet fan.
I agree completely. Unfortunately, had to live through that. And you're right. I'd say there's three names that are the best Jets coaches of all time. You named two of them. The other one is Weeb Ewbank. But the funny thing is that neither Weeb nor Rex have a winning record with the Jets. The only coaches with winning records with the New York Jets are Bill Parcells and Al Grohl, who was with us for one season, and then the Titans coach Sammy Baugh had 2 seasons where he went 7-7 or whatever. Either way, his overall total was 14-14 when he coached the Titans. So that's like the best we've got. And I know these Dolphins fans are loving this. Just the misery. But you know what? It's cathartic. This is like therapy for us because it all ends this season, assholes. The Jets are going to be in the playoffs, and unlike the Dolphins, they're going to win a game. So enjoy that. Enjoy watching that, Dolphins fans. But I agree. Rich Kotite definitely was on my list. I have hiring Rich Kotite on my list. And on my list, I also have the combined 96-97 season where they went 4-28. I pushed those two together as one moment, just one moment in time that was just completely miserable for the Jets. All right, Maddie, give me another one.
I would say hiring Adam Gase.
There you go. There's another one. I didn't have that on my original list. I don't think. Oh, nope, I did. Hiring Adam Gase. You got it.
The thing is, I'm kind of going with things that all the fans knew were terrible, like when they happened. The drafting, what's his face over Sapp. But all of us, everybody, when they hired Adam Gase, everybody. All of them. Every Jets fan I knew was like, "This is a terrible hire. This guy's a moron, and this is gonna suck so bad." And it did.
Yeah, a lot of it was like, okay, the Jets hired Adam Gase to hopefully do what they what he did to Ryan Tannehill to Sam Darnold. First off, Ryan Tannehill never had success under Adam Gase. He started having success when he moved over to the Vrabel system. So that hiring was just an absolute joke, and it was such a. I feel like if Joe Douglas started his regime off with Robert Saleh that 1 year and not Gase, I think that 1 year could have completely changed the stance of some JD haters.
Absolutely. 100% agree on that one. I don't know why if this is affecting the actual viewing, I don't know why I'm having internet issues. It could be because my wife's in the next room watching like it hot or whatever. But that could be it. But I apologize if there's any delay or anything like that. Okay, I will go on to my next one. My next one's going to be a depressing moment, but it ended well and then got more depressing. But mine was, and I remember this like it was yesterday. It's Dennis Byrd going down and being paralyzed. Now, I would say, and I said this on Jets Uncovered, one of the best moments in Jets history was when he was able to walk back on the field at the Meadowlands and make a speech. I mean, it was just it brought grown men to tears to watch this guy who was thought to never walk again come on the field, and unfortunately, then he ended up going and dying in a car accident, which is extremely depressing. But yeah, I'd say this is easily one of the worst moments in Jets history. What thinks you, Maddie?
Yeah, I mean, it's a bittersweet in the sense that it was so terrible when it happened, and but when he walked back and was able to talk to Jets fans, and I mean, you were like, oh man, there is a God, and then it ended the way it did, and you're like, all right, God might have a really messed up sense of humor, Jesus. But I mean, when he came back out and addressed everybody, that was strong. That was beautiful. I mean, that was one of those things. I don't know a Jets fan here who, if they didn't see it live, like doesn't remember it. Not just oh yeah, I heard about that. No, you remember watching that.
That's one of those moments where like it doesn't matter if that's man 53 at a man 53. He was called up from the practice squad the morning of the game, or it's your star player. That's one of the moments that it just like sucks because as much as you may not like a player if you're rooting for opposing team. I mean, you never root for that to happen to something so sad like paralyzation. We saw it recently with Ryan Shazier with the Steelers. That was what happened most recently in that freak accident. But yeah, I mean that's one of the worst moments in Jets history and one of the most sad moments in Jets history at the same time. It's terrible.
And like you said, it's not even you got it. It doesn't matter if he's practice squad, starter, anything like that. And I bring it back to Damar Hamlin 2 seasons ago. I hate the Bills. I fucking hate the Bills. But when that happened, it was like no matter what team you're a fan of, that's a person that has a mom and a dad and a family, and it hurts to see someone get hurt, paralyzed, anything like that. And even when I'm watching with my wife, like if someone goes down. If someone goes down, my wife is immediately like, "Oh my God, what is their mom thinking right now?" Like, she just loses it. She does not like seeing people get hurt.
Yeah, it shows you there's more to life than sports.
it reminds you that, no matter how you feel about your team, these are all individual human beings, and you don't want to see anything bad happen to any of them.
Yeah, 100%.
I just want to point out, guys, hit that thumbs up button if you can. I'd really appreciate that. We want to try to break the 60 likes on a live show, and you guys can do it tonight. We've been above 60 for the last 40 minutes, half hour. So I'm expecting it, guys. You hit the thumbs up. Jay Quest is in here. Dano is in here. Dano is a channel member, part of the Midnight Mafia. Scott Black's still in here, the Dolphins fan, running YouTube user, still running his mouth. Infrared channel member, he's in here. Look, there we go. Infrared in here. Jay Quest in here. This is. Oh wait, Mike, your audio is good. 25% lower than Connor's too. It would.
Yeah, I think I lowered mine. I heard mine was a.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Dano. Always looking out. I appreciate that.
Appreciate it, then.
All right, who are we up to? Connor, give me another one.
Oof, still some to choose from, but I'm gonna go back. 1981 playoff game, Jets at Shea Stadium. Bruce Harper fumbles the opening kickoff after the Jets appear in their first playoff game in 12 years. I mean, you couldn't have asked for a more Jet-like start to a game when you haven't been in the playoffs in over a decade.
Absolutely. And then I have another one to add to that in the playoffs in the 80s is when fucking Mark Gastineau buried Bernie Kosar. When the Jets would have won that game, that penalty alone gives them the first down. They go down the field, they score, tie the game, win it. I believe win it in overtime. That was also on my list. Like the Jets playoff history is not that great. Granted, way better than Dolphins, but still, it hasn't been great.
Yeah, it's just literally, like I said, cannot ask for a more Jet-like start.
All right, I got a funny one for you guys, but this was extremely embarrassing for the New York Jets. Do you guys recognize this?
I want to kiss you.
Oh yeah,
that was drunk Joe Namath.
Joe Willie.
Embarrassingly hitting on the reporter. I forget her name, Susie something.
Colbert.
But there's the picture, and you can see him. He kept telling her how pretty she was, and she's just trying to talk about the Jets, and he's telling her how pretty she is, and he keeps leaning in and trying to like kiss her, and then tells her he wants to kiss her. I will tell you this: we all thought it was funny then. I think it's funny now. But had he done this in, let's say, 2021, 2022, 2023, this would have been a huge hashtag Me Too moment, folks. Maddie, what do you think?
I think I'm gonna kill my dog. Shut up!
I know what your dogs think, Maddie. I'm asking what you think.
What's funny about this is I actually have a personal thing about this. So Susie Colbert used to work the intermission desk during Ranger games, and I used to always joke. I was like, yeah, dude, that's Susie Colbert's my kind of girl. She knows hockey. She's a Rangers girl, blah, blah, blah. So when this happened, everybody started calling me. And they're like, dude, Joe Namath's moving in on your chick. And I was like, oh, Christ. If you lose to Namath, that's okay. I'll give it that. But, yeah, I think what was more embarrassing was how afterwards he just was like, oh, I went and got help. But just, dude, you were drunk and you fucking made an idiot of yourself. Live with it. Like, nobody wants to hear about your rehab story that you probably didn't even do.
But to be fair, he actually did. He stopped drinking, because of this game. And if you watch Joe Namath prior to this, he was drunk a lot.
Yeah,
and I think he thought. Because let's be honest, if you look at Joe Namath in that picture and in that video, I'm thinking Joe Namath is drunk, and he's thinking I'm Broadway Joe. He's thinking he's still in his 20s. He's thinking he's still getting girls, like knocking girls off, beating them off with brooms. And I'm sorry, Joe, you weren't anymore. And unfortunately, that moment hit. And I wouldn't be surprised if Connor got Namath on his show with the Jets that he pulls sometimes.
Thank you.
Who have you had on, Connor? I know it's like Wesley Walker, and you've had a few Jets on, right?
So the actual Jet
Okay,
players
hold
I've
on.
had on.
Now, for some reason, I can barely hear you.
Okay, let me. What about now?
Good.
That's better.
Okay, yeah. So the former Jets I've had on, I've had Marty Lyons and Wesley Walker, and then current Jets I've had Thomas Morstead on twice.
Nice. Yo, Morstead's awesome. He
Yeah,
really is.
100%. I
How
like
how-
Morstead, but
How are the other guys?
Marty Lyons and Wesley Walker, just two of the nicest people you'll ever meet. I mean, just really great people, and it was really fun getting to chop it up with two Jets legends, both in the Ring of Honor. So that was really cool. But back to the Namath moment. I mean, we're lucky this didn't happen to like Aaron Rodgers this year or last year, or if Joe Namath was our quarterback in the 2000s, even at this time. I mean, if this happened anywhere in the 2000s, I mean, he would have just gotten violated.
Well, Favre had his little
Right.
Me Too moments.
Oh, that's true. That's true. And this is going. By the way, this super chat is going to completely prove the super chat itself wrong, because I've actually had a trouble keeping up with the chat. Although I can see it a lot better when it's on the screen. But we get a Jets chant in here. Jets, ladies and gentlemen. Dano, New York Jets, Dano Jets, YouTube channel member gives $1.99. He says, massive upgrade with you reading the chat. Great awareness. Dano, look, it's going so fast that I do have a hard time catching up with it. But the key is, like I just said, is I can actually see it now and read it without having to and look back at other shows. You'll always see me doing this and squinting my eyes to try to read comments. I don't have to do that anymore. I got a huge screen now right here in front of me. So, Dano, I really do appreciate that. And then, of course, the big fella coming in, getting a Jets chant. Jets. Big fella with $1.99. Thank you so much. Big fella always hooking us up. He's awesome. And he's a channel member. Did you do the Garrison Hurst run yet as a bad moment? We talked about that, didn't we?
I don't remember if we did. Not tonight, but I think it's been brought up.
All right, I don't remember.
No,
I'm starting to lose track because I talked about this for like a half hour, actually longer, because even off the air I was talking about it with Honest Abe and Tommy Jets, and now I've been talking about it for 52 minutes with you guys. So now I'm starting to what did we bring up? What didn't we bring up? Yeah. But anyway, who gave one last? Oh, that was me with drunk Joe Namath.
Yeah,
that was you. I'll just bring it up.
Maddie.
The butt fumble. We all look, it really wasn't as bad as the world made it seem, but Jesus Christ, dude, we're never going to hear the end of it.
Well, that's the worst part. It was on Thanksgiving on national television. And it was like now and I think Tommy or Abe brought it up, like every Thanksgiving Day game now, you'll get somebody, one of the announcers fucking talking about it. And don't worry, I've got a graphic for that. Here we go.
There we go. Yeah, there it is.
And once again, it wasn't even that bad. I laughed when it happened because it's a Jet moment. Connor, Connor, you couldn't remember this, right?
Let me see. Oh god, the butt fumble. Yeah, I mean, that will be forever. I don't even care what the situation is. I don't care if that was a meaningless football game for the Jets. I mean, that will forever last as a meme. Forever. I mean, just only the Jets could do that.
And then that's another thing. It's like I actually have on I used to be a huge fan back in the day of NFL football follies and NFL football bloopers, and I have a bunch of tapes. I have a bunch of tapes because I if you subscribe to Sports Illustrated, they'd usually send you a football follies or football bloopers tape and whatever. And there's plenty of instances where people have run into like the backside of someone on their own team. But Mark Sanchez went the extra mile and fumbled the ball. So it became even worse. It's like the Jets couldn't just be embarrassing like every other team. They had to be like, hold my beer. This is how we're going to do it. I'm going to not only hit the guy straight in my face, straight in his ass, but I'm going to drop the ball. That was embarrassing. But once again, people bring that up to me, and I'm like, I say to them, I say, do you even know how long I've been a Jets fan. Like the butt fumble, when I originally wrote this list out, this is where I ended. These ones down here are ones that Tommy and Abe talked about that I was like, oh, I can't believe I forgot those. One of them was the butt fumble.
Yeah.
My first 15 or 16 didn't even have the butt fumble. So
Look
if you're
how long
not,
it took us to get to the butt fumble.
yeah, if you're not a fucking Jets fan, don't tell me you know misery. We know misery. Like, come on.
Yeah, we
Come
got
on now.
The closest thing we've seen to that in the league recently was, I think it might have been 2 seasons ago, the butt punt. Yeah, 2 or 3 seasons ago, the butt punt with Thomas Morstead in Miami when they punt it right off his butt. And oh god, but since it's the Jets, that the butt fumble will be what everyone remembers.
Absolutely. All right. Well, we are coming up, getting ready for our intermission report. And I appreciate everybody in here, guys. Hit that thumbs up for Connor. Hit that thumbs up for the Midnight Mike Show. And what I want you to do is, Connor, we do our intermission report with our top 5 and all that. But I want to let you go. And I want you to first plug everything you got, because I know you have a lot going on.
Thank you, appreciate it, Matt. First off, Mike, Maddie, thank you for having me. It really means a lot. But yeah, you can find me on YouTube at NYFlightJets Talk. That's we're approaching 1,000 subscribers, 709 I believe I'm at, which from what I checked tonight. So my goal is to hit that before the season. So everyone, I really appreciate you subscribing to me. I appreciate at NYFlightJets Talk on YouTube. I'm also at NYFlightJets on Twitter, and I've recently been brought aboard Jet X Factor to be a writer. You could find I post every time I publish an article, I put a tweet out, but be sure to go check out Jet X Factor. They produce some of the best Jets content on the internet. JetXFactor.com, JetX Mobile, Android, Apple, whatever you use, find Jet X Factor. Mike, Matt, really appreciate you joining me.
Hey, thanks for being on, buddy.
Of course, everyone have a great
No
night.
problem, man. Hey, anytime you want to come on, just get in touch with me. We will always figure it out. But as you know, we also put the call-ins in the comments. So call in anytime.
Yep.
You're always welcome.
Thank you. Appreciate it, guys. Have a good.
Oh, sorry. There it goes again. Cut him off a little early, I think. But thank you,
That's your
Connor.
trademark.
Guys, seriously, check all that stuff out. What?
So that's your trademark.
Yeah. Look, it happens. It's partially due to sometimes, like right now, I have this weird delay going on, at least on my end. So it's nothing I can really do about it. But I want to point out that my cousin Kenny is in here. Kenny, what's up? He's a channel member, and he says, OG, yep, leave it to the Jets to have a linebacker knock out a Pats quarterback and end up starting a legend. And that was, once again, that was not on my original list, but Mo Lewis beating down Drew Bledsoe and bringing in the reign of Tom Brady. Yeah, you're welcome, Patriots, and we are sorry to every other team in the league. We apologize.
And what hell have we unleashed?
What else does he say? Hold
What
on.
hell have we unleashed?
Look at the support coming in from a Dolphins fan, Connor. I hope you see that. Great job, Connor. And there it is. Yeah. Kenny says, my wife didn't like that play because Mo Lewis knocked out Bledsoe, who went to her alma mater, Washington State. So she was and is a huge Bledsoe fan. Bledsoe kind of was never the same after that. Kenny, did you see the roast of Tom Brady on Netflix? Drew Bledsoe did fucking amazing on that. Like, Drew Bledsoe definitely doesn't harbor any bullshit. He is a good sport about it all. And he really, I think he was one of the best players. I mean, there was some comedians who did outstanding, but he was one of the best players. So I do think you should try to check that out if you can. Maddie, I got a few more of these, and then we're going to get to this intermission report. And once again, there's so many more. I think we might continue this next week and just make it a 2-parter. But what do we got here? I mean, let's run down this. Here's a simple one that no one brought up, and this one's fucking big. And once again, Vinny's was worse. But how about Aaron going down last season?
Yeah.
I mean, that was, and when that fucking happened, there was people being like, oh, how could this happen? Did anyone ever think this could happen? If you're a fucking Jets fan, yeah. Of course you thought it could. Of course. As soon as he went down, I went up to my wife. I didn't wait for anybody to give a doctor's report. I'm the fucking doctor. I knew as a Jets fan, he was done for the season. He tried to stand up and sat back down. It was over. This wasn't a pulled fucking muscle. This was season-ending injury, without a doubt.
Yeah.
trying to
Alright,
send
let's
you a message.
Trying to send me a message?
Yeah.
Okay, you don't want to say it on the show?
No, I'm trying to
my
profess
voice-
my love to you and send you sweet nothings, and now you got to make everybody know our business.
Well, I don't know why that is up. I definitely hit that by accident, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to, you want to hear us talking about the Jets' best receivers of all time, and now I'll just go through it. The Jets' best Jets running backs of all time, the best Jets quarterbacks of all time. We did talk about that on one of the most recent shows, and I don't know if it was one of the Tuesday shows behind a paywall or if it was last Saturday's show, but definitely try to check those out. But okay, so we have the Rodgers thing. I'm hearing you fine, by the way, so I don't know
so is
what
everybody
you're
else.
hearing on your end. But you can't hear you?
No, I can hear me talk. Like it's coming through the delay. It was coming through. I could hear me say something, give it 2 seconds, and I would hear you hear it. It seems to have gone away now.
You would hear me here? No, you probably
Yeah.
heard Connor hearing it.
No,
Because the only audio on
it was
that's so
coming
weird.
through.
That must have been
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's strange.
I don't
It's
think
gone
anyone
now.
else could hear that because on my end there's no audio. There's no audio anywhere in the room. So there's no possibility that it was probably some glitch in StreamYard, whether it was on my end or your end. And you were hearing something to that effect. Guys, hit those thumbs up. Yeah, hit those thumbs up buttons. We're trying to break 60 thumbs up for this episode. We'd really appreciate that. It would show support for me and Maddie and the Midnight Mike show, but it would also show that you guys fucking loved Connor being on the show, because that just shows, hey, look how many people were in this fucking chat and in this. I mean, you guys are still blowing up the chat, and I really appreciate that. So what I'm going to do now, folks, is we are getting ready for our intermission report. So what I need you to do, and I know some of you guys are on delay, some of you guys are up to date live. We need to start coming up with a top 5 for this week. Okay, so start getting them ready in the chat. Any top 5 you could think of. Top 5 movies. Top 5. How about top 5 war patriotic movies? Top 5 albums. Top 5 Beatles albums. I don't know, just anything. We did ice cream flavors a couple weeks ago. It could be anything. Then me and Maddie will take your suggestions. We'll pick one, and then all of us together can come up with a top 5, and me and Maddie will give you our top 5 because we do Mike and Maddie's top 5.
Mike and Maddie's top 5.
But first, we have to head officially to the Midnight Mike Show intermission report.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat.
It is time for the intermission report. And of course, I always like to click over the background to the nice drive-in, the Midnight Mike Show drive-in theater there. It's a nice little fun background to show we are in our intermission report and ready for
Mike and Maddie's top 5.
All right. I'm going to head over to the comments, see what we got. If anybody's up to date, we can get these top 5s rolling. And look, usually sometimes this takes longer because it takes longer for people on delay to start suggesting them. Top 5 cars, top 5 comedians. Ooh, Valerie, that's not
I like
bad.
that one a lot. I like that.
I like that one a lot. Ooh, top 5 comedians from our first lady, Valerie. I think we might need to just go with that. Let me see what else we have. Top 5 cars is good. Top 5 comedies, that's good. We see some of these I feel like we should write down for like other weeks, but I want to do it. The thing is, we want to kind of do it like sporadically. Yeah, it's got to be what do you call it? How come I always forget?
Spontaneous.
No, not spontaneous. When you do that type of improv. We want to do it improv.
Yeah, we don't want to have prep time for it. We want to just rattle them off, and then later we can adjust it.
Yeah, because we want you guys to know that this is like your segment. You guys control this segment. But Jay Quest is with. I like Valerie's. I think that's a great one. Let's do top 5 comedians, folks. And now once again, I'm going to go with my top 5 comedians, not necessarily of all time, but my top 5 comedians as of right now, because there's a couple guys that I would easily put on there. As a matter of fact, I'm going to start writing them down. Guys, put them in the comments section, and I will start bringing up some of these. And then
Jets mess. There's way too many Jets shows on YouTube to even try to put 5 up there. It's Midnight Mike.
Oh yeah, please.
Midnight Mike, and Midnight Mike.
There you go.
Just
there
like
you go. I mean, I would say I could throw Green Bean in there. I really love Green Bean, and I mean, we're from the same town, so we just have that connection. Me and Green Bean we connect. We're both from the same town in Jersey, you know. And once again, who could ever deny Jake Asman? But yeah, Midnight Mike. I like Maddie. I like what Maddie's thinking here.
Dylon, and Dylon. The top 5 rappers of all time.
All right, let's see what we got here. J Quest. Great one. All right. Okay, here we go. Let me throw a few of these up here. Cousin Kenny comes in. Channel member Rodney Dangerfield.
Good one.
J Quest comes in with George Carlin, legend right there. Greg comes in with one I wish we would have picked. Top 5 nip slips. Hell yeah.
I don't think I have like 5 of them. I just am really happy when they happen.
Yeah, it's just a happy moment for all men.
It's like winning a scratch ticket. You win $20.
Carlin, Pryor, Rock, Dangerfield. Great. Clancy's on point. Hold on. And once again, I saw someone in there put up Will Ferrell. That's Dolphins fan, of course. Will Ferrell, I wouldn't count him. I'm talking just he's just SNL guy. Yeah, and if we did maybe another time, we could do top 5 SNL cast members. Yeah. Perfectly fine. But we're talking guys who are specifically known as comedians. So your next one that you picked, Kevin Hart, that makes sense. And then another Dolphins fan in here, Scott Black, says Eddie Murphy, Chris Rock, Kevin Hart, Dave Chappelle. Jets fans who will think they will win the AFC East. Where are you going to be crying at the end of this season, man? When I come on here wearing my AFC East. Now that was funny, but he's not going to be laughing at the end of the season when we come on here with all our Jets gear that say AFC East champions.
Laughing out of the other side of his mouth. But that was funny.
Right, let's see here. I have 4 so far.
I'm
let's
ready.
keep going through here. You're ready?
Yeah.
All right. I'm ready. Hold on. I don't have an order yet, though. Hold on. So this would be 1, 2, 3. And this is right now. I'm not saying that this order is like this person is definitely better than this person. I'm just saying the guys I watch, because I watch comedy. No, but I watch stand up a lot, like while I'm sitting outside and whatnot. And this list is more on like who I'm watching right now, and like I really love. 4, 5. Okay, I got it. Go ahead, Maddie. Give me your number 5.
Number 5. I'm gonna go with Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan's stand-up is hilarious.
And you know what? I didn't watch a lot of his stuff, but you are absolutely right. He definitely is really funny and knows how to he knows how to work a crowd. 100%. Carlin, Rock, Pryor, Murphy, Cosby. Nice, Greg. That's I saw Bill Cosby live, and he was fucking hilarious.
I've seen him live too, and he's great. He was so funny.
Yeah, and he only offered me, like weird wines and drinks that may have been roofied like once or twice. And I said, Bill, I don't need that right now. You could keep that.
I just drank them.
Well, yeah, and that's why your butthole hurt.
Eskimo brothers with like half the female population of Massachusetts, though.
All right, my number 5 is, and this doesn't go for his more recent shit. He's gotten woke for some reason. I don't fucking get it because it is completely hypocritical to everything that he's put out prior. But I do love him, Bill Burr.
Yeah, I'm a Bill Burr fan. I haven't heard his recent stuff, but I mean, the man can really deliver.
By the way, this better be a fucking joke. You might as well throw Carrot Top on here.
Gallagher.
Like, let's be real here. I'm going to smash a watermelon and get everybody wet in the front row. Like, come on now. Oh my God, J-Quest. What are you people doing? Used to love watching Gallagher. Oh yeah.
He was
prop
big in the
comics.
80s.
Nothing better than fucking prop comics. All right. Let's pull that down. All right, Maddie, give me your number 4.
Number 4, Eddie Murphy.
Nice.
If you've
Nice.
seen Raw and Delirious,
Yes.
they've
I was about
changed
to bring
your
that
life.
up. Yeah.
So
Eddie Murphy. And I've said that, man. The people of today would not be. Oh, man. Can I take off Bill Burr?
Sure.
Can I replace Bill Burr?
With?
The Dice Man.
Okay.
Because I've said if people of today went back and watched Eddie Murphy or Richard Pryor or Andrew Dice Clay or some of these guys, they would literally have a stroke
Yeah.
with how they talked. Like
You remember when Dice Man got kicked off MTV for life?
oh yeah, because
I watched that live.
Yep, dude. When I was a kid, like, have you ever watched the Goldbergs?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you ever see the episode where they're watching Dice?
Mm-mm.
And he's sitting there, and you know his grandfather. He passed away. George, what was his name? I don't remember, but he was in Look Who's Talking, and he was the
Abe Vigoda.
ex-husband. Oh, what was his fucking name? Rest in peace, regardless. But
Yeah, I know.
he's sitting in front of his grandfather, and he's like, little Miss Muffet sat on her tuffet, eating her curds and whey. Along came, and then all of a sudden you hear beep, 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 because it's obviously ABC.
Right.
And the grandfather's sitting there like completely shocked and goes, "Why would you say that about Miss Muffet?" And like, dude, that's how I was as a kid. I used to sit around way too young and quote Andrew Dice Clay. So let's say put Bill Burr and the Dice Man at my number 5 as like a tie, because I do like them both.
All right.
But you gave your number 4, Eddie Murphy, right?
Yep.
My number 4 is also actually kind of a woke comedian, but he still just had no problem saying what was on his mind, and his content is always gold. George Carlin.
That's fair. I would describe George Carlin as not being woke, as just somebody who saw things differently at the time. I mean, at the time, that was just a different way to look at life. It wasn't being, it was just his opinion. It wasn't forced down your throat.
Absolutely. So. And a lot of people, I don't know, a lot of people have given the props. I mentioned him to Richard Pryor, and yeah, people would not be able to handle Richard Pryor today. They would not be able to freaking handle it. Okay, give me your numbers. Give me your number 3. This is Maddie's number 3, folks.
Number 3 is Dave Chappelle. Love
nice.
Dave. Great stand-up.
Oh, fuck, man. Dave Chappelle is fucking outstanding. Like,
yeah, and he delivers just, and he is not worried about what the fuck you think.
No,
not even a little bit.
No fucks to give. Dave Chappelle.
Great.
My number 3 is one of a newer comedian on the scene. I mean, he's been around a couple years, but he's become what he is over the past, like, let's say 5 years. Especially over the past 2 or 3, and a lot of it has to do with his appearances on Joe Rogan. Shane Gillis.
He's gotten very popular.
Yeah, dude, his stand-up like, he cracks me the fuck up. Like, his Trump impression is the best Trump impression that anyone has ever done, ever. Period. End of story. Watch it. Get back to me. Tell me if you agree or disagree. It's literally there's on YouTube you can actually get like compilations of his Trump shit.
Okay.
And some of it's on Joe Rogan's show, some of it's in his stand-up specials, but he is the best, because not only does he have the voice perfect, but he has all the mannerisms and all that shit, all the hand stuff. It's great. All right, we are to our number 2s, folks, and guys, I see how many of you are in here. We hit like 70 before. We're over 60. Guys, hit the fucking like button. Hit that like button. Let's break records tonight. We're gonna break records.
Greg Rallo, I just saw you mentioned Bobcat. He's in my honorable mention. He puts up some great stand-up.
Here's my problem with Bobcat. I'm not a huge fan of the Police Academy movies, and he came in when they got even worse. So he wasn't in the first one. And I had to watch them all for my other podcast that I did for 10 years. And my co-host fucking loves Bobcat, and he fucking loves the Police Academy movies. And I get it. It's like I like some shit movies like that too, with real cheesy comedy. But for some reason, those never stuck with me, because I also was never a fan of like Steve Guttenberg. Like, he just seemed goofy, like in a bad way. Same with what's his face who does all the fucking.
So basically, it sounds like what you're saying is you're just not a Police Academy fan, and the cast turned you off. Have you actually watched Bobcat stand up?
I did, but his voice throws me off. Also, that's the thing.
It doesn't bother me.
I
He
have,
makes me laugh.
no, I have watched some Bobcat stuff,
Okay.
but I can't. It's hard to get. But once again, your list, and I'm like, the reason I brought that up is because I know people like you who fucking love him. So I get it. Like I get
He's
what
still
you know
honorable
that he
mention.
has
He's not in
massive.
my top 5. But my number 2,
All right,
hands down, Richard Pryor. Love Richard Pryor. So
nice.
Funny.
Absolutely. All right. I have 2 left also. You have 1 left. My number 2 has not been brought up. I don't think I haven't seen him once in this entire thing, but over the past 5 years, literally, I'd say over the past 5 years, he's my favorite, period, end of story, Sebastian Maniscalco.
I don't even know who that is. I will
Check
look
him
him
out.
up.
Do you have Netflix?
Yeah.
Okay, all his specials. He has like 4 or 5 specials are on Netflix, and he's this, tiny. I'd say tiny compared to me, at least. Maybe not to you, but he's this tiny. He's this tiny Italian guy, and he does. What got him famous was he does a bit where he talks about if your doorbell rang 20 years ago, or if your doorbell rang today, and the differences of how it used to be. It used to be like an exciting thing when your doorbell would ring on a Tuesday night, and like, the family would be excited. And then today your doorbell rings and you're like, who the fuck is out there? Whatever.
It's the same way with the phone now. You remember when we were kids and the phone would ring, the landline would ring, and you tear ass across the house to answer it. You'd be like, hello? They'd be like, is your mom there? You're like, fuck. Now, like, my cell phone rings and I know it's for me and I don't even give a shit who it is. I'm like that Ben Affleck picture with him smoking a cigarette. I'm like, oh, fuck.
Oh, look, Valerie. Yep, Sebastian Maniscalco.
Very cool.
But this is who I was looking for with all the noises. Michael Winslow.
Yeah,
Thank you, Scott. I appreciate that. I appreciate you guys. You guys are doing great. And Valerie also said she's loving this. Great picks, guys. We still have our number ones. We still have our number ones. And no, once again, here's Infrared coming in, and he says, so I guess Pee Wee Herman sits at number 52. I'm sure there's a joke in there that I'm not getting, but what I will say is Pee Wee is not on my list because Pee Wee it wasn't stand-up, it was a show. Like, he did a stage show. That to me is different than a just standard comedian. He was a character doing a one-man show. Actually, it wasn't even a one-man. He had people coming in and doing stuff. But yeah, we're just talking guys who come on with a microphone and, deliver the comedy. But thank you, Infrared. I do appreciate it. Sorry, Greg. I'm sorry. I think we almost talked about this before, though. Dano comes in saying, I'm still waiting for the top 5 Paul Rubin roles. The comments move so quick that when I try to click on them, they'll double click on other things. Kenny, here's what I want you guys to start with. If you don't know who Sebastian Maniscalco is, look up Sebastian Maniscalco. I mean, it's hard to spell, but look up Sebastian. That's easy. And then put in doorbell and just watch that skit. And then you could go to anything else he does, and it's fucking hilarious. I love his stuff. I love it. All right, here we go. We got to get to our number 1. Maddie, who do you have at number 1?
My number 1 has not been mentioned at all in the chats or anywhere else, and he is my favorite comic working and probably of all time, and that would be Mr. Doug Stanhope.
I have not watched enough of his stuff.
He's very dark, very much.
I know the name, but I don't want to forget it. So I'm going to write it down. So I maybe tonight check it out.
He's great. He's funny. He's brutal. He tells these stories that it's like, man, I got a feeling that this is not a story. This isn't a bit. This really happened. And like he does a story about having sex with a midget in Alaska and like all these crazy things. It's just great. He's my main dude, number 1.
All right. This was a 100%. This is how our top 5 is supposed to go. I want to point out that the reason I love it so much is because it's simple. It's a simple, vague thing that everyone can kind of get in on. Like when we did ice cream flavors, simple. You know, everyone can name 100 ice cream flavors or breakfast cereals or things like that. So, guys, next week, this is where we're looking at. Don't be like, you know, top 5 cars that came out in the 60s that had a tail fin. That's too much. Let's keep it vague, make it easy for me, Maddie, and everyone in the chat. So I definitely appreciate that. My number 1 has been mentioned. He was on Maddie's list, Dave Chappelle.
Well done.
I mean, not only his stand-up, but the Chappelle Show. Let's be fucking honest.
Chappelle Show's so funny.
Like, I can watch that over and over and over again.
And I do. I literally watch it with the 16-year-old. She'll be like, "Can we watch some Chappelle tonight?" I'm like, "Absolutely, let's go."
Absolutely, we could watch. All right, here, guys, before we hop out of the intermission report, there it is. If you want to call in, I just am putting the link in the comments section so you guys can start filling up that green room, because we don't have a Midnight Mike Show Theater tonight. I'm sorry. I forgot on Tuesday. I said I might surprise you, but I don't want to surprise people. I want to be able to give you guys at least a couple days or a week to watch it on your own time. So, you know, no Midnight Mike Show Theater tonight. So for the next 30, 40 minutes, it's your calls. We'll be talking about the worst Jets moments of all time with you guys. Maybe you guys will bring up some that we haven't talked about, your top comedians, all that stuff. But that was
Mike and Maddie's top 5
on the intermission report. And let's bring it back to the old normal background and get out of here.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat.
Can't hear a word you're saying.
What?
There we go.
You can hear me now?
Yes.
Oh, sorry about that.
There we go.
No, what happens is that all mics cut when there's like a video being played.
How did it take a
and
second
then
to get back?
Yeah. But you know what? I got a few guys in here, but I'm going to go to the one that I need to bring in right away because a miracle happened. Ladies and gentlemen, let's bring in Johnny Boy. How you doing tonight?
What's up, guys? How you guys holding up, man?
How you doing, man? I saw a clip. On Twitter. Give us the good news.
Baby's born. Baby's good. We're home finally. Wifey's doing well. She's really good. Thank goodness. Just the couple of the postpartum stuff that occurs with that. But, you know, the newest Jet fan is here, man. So little Addison, she's good. She's healthy.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
I thought you were going to name her George Floyd.
Nah, I mean, I was thinking about Georgina, but, you know, I ended up going with Addison.
Addison's a beautiful name.
Yeah, Addison Elizabeth.
Beautiful.
So she was born 8 pounds, 22 inches.
Oh, big girl. Big girl.
Nice.
Yeah. So
I mean, I'm super happy to know the baby's good, the wife's good, you're good.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys are good.
That's great. That's awesome.
I appreciate you guys, man. Dude, I'm so exhausted though, man. Like,
I hear you.
It's like every 3 hours she gets up, she wants to eat, you know, but it's worth it. So
now let me ask you, are you too wiped out to give me just a couple of the worst Jets moments, whether we've mentioned them or not, things that just hurt you personally?
Yeah, I could tell you right now, the Pittsburgh Steelers game. Mark Sanchez, we started off slow, and
the Doug Bryan missed field goals.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that was absolutely brutal. Absolutely brutal. What else you got? That was on my list, by the way.
What else? The year before, we went to the AFC Championship and we lost again. Let me see, man. Dude, there's just so many, man. Like,
yep.
just to say like which one is my favorite kind of sucks to say that.
Yeah, it's like, what's your favorite injury you've ever had happen to you?
Quincy, I remember Quincy Carter going in and seeing that debacle of a game. I mean, I don't know if you guys remember that. Dude, I don't know, man. This is hurting my feelings. I'm talking about all this, dude.
What about let's laugh. Let's have a good time and laugh. Who are your give me a few of your favorite comedians of all time.
All right. Favorite comedians. I mean, look, I'm kind of old school, bro, right? So I'm gonna have to go with Mr. Delirious himself. Like I still to this day watch it all day. I have it on here to get ready to watch the new Beverly Hills Axel F.
Bigfoot, Gus.
So I'm hoping that's good.
I'm actually afraid to watch it. I'm afraid to watch that.
I'm worried about it
because some of these reboots and like just something about it. And I'm like, oh, do I want to ruin my memories of Beverly Hills Cop? But they got all of them back. Judge Reinhold's in there.
Kind of like, man, whatever.
Yeah,
fair enough.
John Leguizamo, big John Leguizamo, but old school John Leguizamo.
Freak was such a
Freak was so funny, dude.
I still watch that every once in a while.
So that's another one that's good. Old school Chris Rock.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I love that bit he does. I love that bit that Chris Rock does. I forget. I think it might be in Bigger and Blacker, where he talks about how the big girls wear those shoes where it looks like sausages pushing out of their dress shoes, but they're like, I am sexy. He's good.
I mean, it is sexy though.
What, to have sausage feet sticking out of shoes?
Just know that you're going to eat really well that night.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
I'll give it to
you. You got anybody else? I got a lot of people in my green room.
I'm good, man. I just want to come up here, show you guys some love, man. Mike, I appreciate you put up on Twitter. That was awesome, bro. So it meant a lot.
Absolutely.
Maddie, I wish you would have put something cool up there, but you didn't. So I thought we were Ranger brothers, and
I'm not that Twitter-esque. You know what I mean?
I've seen you put some stuff like shout out to like everybody that's sad today. I would love to make you happy. I saw it, bro.
I don't think I've ever seen Maddie put anything like that.
Like me. I would be more likely to be like, yo, there's any leather daddies in the Denver metro area, I'm down to chug some dong, would be more likely than I hope people are happy. You know as well as I do, I thrive on everyone's misery, especially my own. So maybe I got an imposter.
I don't know. I thought it was funny. Wanted to break your balls real quick. That was pretty dope. It's funny crap. But hey, man, funny. You guys are awesome, and I appreciate when to come up here real quick, show some love. I just getting ready to make her bottle, feed her, and get another 3 hours of sleep, and then wake back up.
Well, love to you and the family, bro. We're very
appreciate
happy
you guys, man. Yep. So back home, man. Thank goodness.
Love you, man.
There it is.
And there he is, Johnny boy coming on. I really do appreciate that. Yeah, once again, what's going on here? Look, once again, my computer's like glitching the hell out. But anyway, yes, congratulations, Johnny boy. He brought his girl Addison Elizabeth into the world, the newest Jets fan out there. So, of course, what does she get? The Jets chant. Jets. All right. Well, there's a few of you guys in here. All right. Here we go. Next up on the docket is the legend himself, Bobby Midnight. Bobby, how you doing tonight?
Maddie.
Big bad Bobby. Hey, bud.
Hi, Mike. Maddie came on my show yesterday.
Yep. Got a solid 15 minutes out of me.
Yeah, we did. Yes, he did. And did you see what happened in the Yankee game today?
Did you have to be in there with?
Oh, there was like 18 people in the green room.
No,
there was standing room only. There was no one on the couch was full.
It was only me and you. What are you talking
it was just
about?
us. It was just during the day. It wasn't bad.
Did you hear what happened on the Yankee game today?
No, and I almost don't want to hear it because they've been depressing me so much
No,
over the
they
past 2
won
weeks.
14-4. Ben Rice hit 3 home runs
All right.
today.
I mean, like they say, a clock's right twice. A broken clock is right twice a
Well,
day. So I guess today was that
Well,
day.
he's the rookie, and he hit 3 home runs today. So I think the Jets'
We'll take-
worst moments were. You remember that 49 game when they went into overtime, and then the guy ran it all the way
Yep.
back for a touchdown.
Sure do.
That's one. Then that stupid Dan Marino fake spike.
Oh yeah, you're talking about this one, aren't you? And there he is, just
Yes.
being a
Yes.
piece of shit.
Then the butt fumble. And then one more. Who was the yeah, the one that Johnny mentioned, the field goal one. They couldn't win. If the guy got the field
Yeah,
goal,
Doug
they
Bryan
couldn't
missing
win.
fucking
2 of them, yeah.
two
he
field
missed-
goals.
Yeah.
And that sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, look, you when you have the opportunity to win a game, a playoff game, you got to be on point. When you can't be on point, given 2 chances, that's a
Right.
fucking problem.
And then the comedians, I like Roger Dangerfield,
Rodney Dangerfield.
Richard
Okay.
Pryor.
Good man.
Yep.
Let's see. Who else?
Don Rickles.
No.
How do you not like Don Rickles? Everybody likes Don Rickles.
Hey,
Yeah,
Rickles
but
is good. I
know. It's
I
not-
wouldn't have judged anybody if they picked Rickles.
I like Chris Rock.
I'm talking about a guy who didn't care what anybody thought.
Yep.
Rock's great.
Who else do I like? I like what's his name? The guy who was mentioned tonight.
We mentioned a
he's
lot.
older.
Bobby.
He's the older man. Oh God. what was
Carlin?
his name? Yeah, George Carlin.
Carlin.
Yeah, he went to my dad's high school
Yep.
in the Bronx. Yep.
With your dad or at a
Oh.
different time?
No, at a different time.
Bobby's got a fan in the chat over here.
Who's that?
I guess Sarah.
Oh my God.
Are you cheating on Clara or Carla?
Oh, that's Jake's girl.
Wu-Tang Financial.
That's Jake's girl. Okay, that's the list. And then, so, yep. Guess what? I got my watch hours already, 3,177. I have 288. Hi, Sarah. I have 282 subscribers. I need help with getting subscribers.
All I can
please.
think of with this picture of this woman is that scene in The Other Guys where Marky Mark meets Will Ferrell's wife, and I'm like, seriously, who is that?
That's Sarah. You don't
Oh,
know
you-
Sarah.
Now hold on. Have you met Sarah in real life? Is this not, or is this
No,
like somebody
she's
put a
from
picture?
Australia.
Sarah?
She's from Australia.
But
Is
you
she
can
being held
confirm
against her
that this is a
will in
real
her house?
person.
No. Do you know Craig from Australia?
Oh, yeah. Of
yeah,
the
well, I've seen-
Australian
yeah.
Craigs?
That's her. That's her. She works with Craig. No.
Well,
Bobby,
she's
I have
just,
no
I'll tell you
idea
right
who
now, she's just joining the grouping of attractive ladies who have tuned into the Midnight Mike show. So I appreciate it, Sarah. That's awesome. I always tell my wife, I say, yo, we have a good amount of ladies that came in here, and she says, I can't believe there's women who actually like the Jets enough to watch a Jets show. I'm like, you got to believe it. The ladies are out there. The lady Jets fans are out there.
We're
You
LL
have
Cool
to
J.
see what
Lady
Gator
Gaga.
made me for her. You have to see what Gator made me a song for her.
100% Scott.
You have to see the song. So I
No,
282.
I want to get back to what Bobby said. Guys, get to Bobby's channel. If you are in here, get to Bobby's channel, give him a subscribe. He needs the subscribes. What do you need? 1,000 subscribes, 3,000 watch hours?
No, I got the 3,000 watch hours to get to 500.
Well, of course, you have the 3,000 watch hours. You do 24 hours a day. I mean,
I
you're gonna
do
get
not do
that.
24
Guys,
hours.
look, if Bobby can get 15 subs tonight, Sarah can go home.
She's in Australia. What are you talking about?
If he doesn't,
Is Australia like
it puts the lotion on
Australia
it.
is the cage
with
behind him?
kangaroos, and she showed them on. You never. Oh, you guys got to get back to my channel and watch it. Yeah, 282. So
Well, there it
what's
is.
that?
Dark Soldier is backing you up. Says she's on camera all the time.
Yeah, Dark is
So
Dark's
it's
a good
real.
guy. So what's 282? My math is horrible. To get to 300,
You need 282, or you're
I
at
have
282.
282. Yeah, I'm at 282. I think I need 18 more, and
So
then
you need
I
like
get,
700 and yeah, you need 718.
no.
Well, hey, you know what you need to do?
Nate,
You know
we're
what you
just
need to
regular
do?
maniacs.
Connor is at like 700 something. So maybe you guys can just make sure that everyone from each of your channel likes the other channel, and then you guys will both pop over the 1,000.
Yeah, but then you get the 500. You still get at 300. I'm at 500. You get super chats at that time.
Dweeb Eubank says, "Is this the Midnight Mike Show?" No, it's not. This is the Midnight MIDNITE Mike Show. So, let's keep the spelling of the name right. Bobby Midnight is spelt that way. Midnight Mike is the other way.
Yeah, we told a lot of people that. All right, so no, it was nice to talk to you. So can I just say to people in the chat,
Bobby,
I'm going
thank
live.
you so much.
I'm going live after your show. Okay. Can I say that?
All right. Well, okay. So Bobby, we get off. Yeah, we get off. We get off about 11:15, somewhere in there.
That's
so
fine,
when we're done, Bobby Midnight will take you through till 6 or 7 in the morning. From 11:15 to 6 or 7 in the morning.
2 or 3.
Believe me, it will change your life.
2 or 3. That's all I'm going to. Not 7 o'clock in the morning. Don't tell. Okay, you guys. I love you guys. Peace out.
We love you, Bobby.
We love you too.
Love you, Bobby. You are a legend. Love you, man. All right, we got to move on. We're moving on. We still got people in the room here. I'm just going in order, folks. The only one I didn't go in order in was I brought in Johnny Boy because he just had the baby, and we. If you didn't see, what was it with Maddie? Was it Tuesday or last Saturday when he was in the hospital room
in the
whispering
delivery
to
room
us?
on his phone while she's asleep? I was like, "You are getting divorced for sure." That was hilarious.
Yeah, so I just popped the link in there again, but I do have to go in order because what happened was as soon as I put it in, 4 or 5 people they all just shot in. But I want to see what he has to say. Considering this show was built off of Jets Uncovered, let's bring him in. Mike, one of my co-hosts from Jets Uncovered, Honest Abe. How you doing?
Abe?
Mike, Maddie, what's going on, fellas? I had about 3 minutes going to pick up my kids, and I said, how do I not call in and talk to my guys tonight?
We're glad you did.
All day, every day, baby.
Well, especially since we're piggybacking off of the Jets Uncovered topic.
That show that we did this past Tuesday night that you listened to Wednesday morning was honestly, with all due respect to every Jets content creator out there, was the greatest piece of Jets content I've ever been a part of or seen in my life. We as Jets fans have had nothing but misery.
Till tonight.
Of course. I mean, present Phil not included, of course. We live in nothing but misery, and just to discuss it in one time and then to try and draft those moments and rank those moments. Let's just say this week's greatest moments in Jets history, not as easy to compile a list of.
No.
It's going to be fucking tough.
It's more like painful moments.
No, there's been some good ones. There have. But they're literally like, I can probably pick. First off, I could probably think of 5 off the top of my head, and 1 or 2 of them happened before I was born.
Yeah.
So
we can still be going on our draft from earlier this week on our picks. Like that's how many picks there could have been. And I love the fact that some of the even early picks We're not even on other people's lists. That's how deep the misery goes. My first round pick wasn't even on people's lists. And still that pick of Bill Belichick resigning on a napkin is still like, yep, that's one of the worst moments in Jets history.
Yep, that one's brutal.
It's
terrible.
Like fans of other teams, and you can throw in any sport. You could throw in any sport. Do not know the misery that the Jets fans have. That's why I've always said, man, Jets fans are loyal to a fault, and it builds character. And I'll repeat it again. It's the pinned tweet from a show 6-7 months ago where I said, if you're a lady and you are looking for a man, you find yourself a Jets fan. You'll find a loyal man.
This is true.
100%. My favorite pick, maybe not, maybe a little biased because I made the pick, but is still the IK and Kampali breaking Geno Smith's jaw, because that other things can happen to other teams, but Geno's jaw getting broken, nothing compares. Nothing like that ever happens anywhere else. Like a fake spike, yeah, it can happen elsewhere. A quarterback running into his own guy and fumbling, yeah, that can happen, right? That can happen. But for your defensive lineman to knock your quarterback out cold and break his jaw,
$600.
Only the Jets, only the goddamn Jets.
And the worst part of that is, I don't know about you, but I remember exactly where I was and who fucking told me about it, and I was like, "You're lying. You're telling me this because you're a Broncos fan and you hate the Jets." He's like, "I swear to God, I'm not making this up." And then I went and checked it on the computer, and I was like,
painful, just painful. But I gotta dip out in a minute, boys. But I couldn't miss this opportunity to see you.
Yeah, thanks for bringing those nuggets to us.
Well, real
again,
quick before you hop off, quickly give me a couple of your favorite comedians of all time.
I'm a huge Adam Sandler guy. Love all of his stuff, even the crappy movies. Yep. Even now at this point, like you can throw on Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison, like the classics, the Water Boy. You can just play him as background music anytime, any place. Shane Gillis has started to turn into like one of my favorites out there. The dude is just so good at everything he does. And low key, she's gaining a lot of popularity in the last 2 months or so. But I've been watching Nikki Glazer for a long time with all of her roasts, and she's
my favorite on the Tom Brady roast. My favorite. She was my favorite, and I can't believe I'm saying that because I don't like women comedians.
She's so good, and even before the Brady thing, Brady is like now she got really, especially in the sports crowd, sports fans crowd. She's gaining popularity. But I enjoyed her with all the other roasts that she's done before that. I've always found her.
Absolutely, 100%. Yeah, Honest Abe, always check out our show. It's an audio only podcast. You can check it out. Just search The Undroppables or Jets Uncovered on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all your major podcast platforms. It comes out Wednesday at 8 a.m. and it's ready for you to listen on your ride to work. Abe, thank you so much. When is Tommy going to fucking come on my show?
Hey, I'm usually an old man in bed at this time. I think Tommy sets an alarm to wake up to do our shows when we record 9 p.m. on Tuesdays.
All right, fair enough. He's just I'm the late night guy. He's a morning guy. What are you gonna do?
And I'm your midday. And there you go. Win.
Thank you, Abe.
I'll talk to you guys.
See you, bud. There you go.
All right. Here we go. Yeah, guys, check out the show. And the great thing is that after a day or two after the show comes out, Abe on our Twitter account at Jets Uncovered will put the poll out so that you can vote for me or my list, Tommy's list, or Abe's list. And then, we always like to, have that little competition going on. So it is fun. All right. We are moving along here, Maddie. Let's bring in our next guest. He's a regular. People love him. People love to mess with him. He's always fun. It's Mets 2128. How you doing, Mets?
That's fine. I mean, as for what I view as the worst moment in Jets history, it's a toss-up between the entirety of the 1996 season because you wanted to strangle Rich Kodite to death for his incompetence, or the butt fumble.
Yep. Yeah, the butt fumble. Once again, though, do you think that's worse than like the two ACL tears, or I mean, now that's funny. I mean, no doubt that's funny. But do you think it's worse than, let's say, the two ACL tears, or drunk Joe Namath or stuff like that?
Not on the level of 96, but still pretty bad. I mean, just 1996.
This one's still can't be beaten. Drunk Joe Namath is just, I mean, that's tops.
Okay, maybe true, but I still say the entirety of the 96 season is one of the worst things I've had to go through while keeping tabs on the Jets.
Yeah, that was rough.
You really, and I mean really, were calling for Rich Kodite's neck to be put in a noose if you were back then. Because that guy was ignorant, ignoramic, incompetent, self-indulgent, overly stupid, and it was like the team was throwing games just to get rid of him. With how bad they were that
even
year.
when they hired him. No, but even when they hired him, he just looks like a loser. And I know that's wrong to say, but it's the truth. He just looks like a pathetic loser. And he proved with a 3-13 and a 1-15 season that he is exactly that. Yeah.
And people were
so bad.
And people were getting ready to shoot him before they fired him, right?
I don't know if anyone was getting a gun ready, loading it, and getting ready to assassinate Rich Kotite, but people were definitely throwing a lot of shade his way. Jquest says butt fumble is so overrated. It's not even funny. I think it's funny. Doesn't even bother me when people bring it up. It doesn't bother me when people bring it up only because look at all the other things that we've talked about.
But then again, how about faulty helmet wiring? The thing that cost
yes,
Super Bowl 45 or a trip to it.
Or how about, yes, Johnny Boy? I completely agree.
Johnny sent pictures of his baby
YouTube user is picking on you there, Mets.
Fuck you, YouTube user.
Ooh, face in your face.
We all know you're a Dolphin fanboy, so why don't you go F those fish sticks?
There you go.
Anyway,
what about when the Jets, and this is just embarrassing on its own thing, when the Jets they went somewhere and they were supposed to be wearing the Leon Hess after he died thing on their helmet, but they shipped the helmets to the away game without the thing on it, and they just like the Jets. It's just stupid crap. It's stupid shit.
I hadn't even thought of that in years.
As for my top 5 comedians, can we count Stotler and Waldorf?
Who?
I'm not even sure if I know who that is.
The Muppets? No.
They were completely heckled from the Fox. Then I had George Carlin, Bruce Forsyth, Milton Berle.
Berle's a good one.
And was it Jeff Fox? Which one is it with the putt with the ventriloquist dummies? Jeff Foxworthy or Jeff Dunham?
Oh no, that's
I don't know.
Dunham. That's Jeff Dunham.
I thought it was
Foxworthy was the you're a redneck if. Yeah.
Then I should have said Dunham. Sorry.
No, okay. So, but once again, I put Jeff Dunham. I don't like prop comics, and he's essentially a prop comic. He falls in the same category. Now, I think he's better, but he falls in the same. Wait, say it again.
What's wrong with what he essentially is? A ventriloquist.
Oh yeah, but it's still a prop, and so he falls in the same category as Gallagher and Carrot Top. That's how I look at it.
And then again, you'd say the same thing about the Muppet duo of Statler and Waldorf.
Well, that look, You're right. Actually, they were probably the funniest thing on the Muppets. I feel like they threw out insults, pretty well. And I feel like those were like, when I watched the Muppet Show as a kid, I feel like my mom would watch them and get the laughs out of it, where I'd be laughing at the stupid Waka Waka Fozzie Bear, because I'm a little kid. I'm not getting the jokes. But yeah. Oh, there you go. Now you're getting some love. Cousin Kenny coming in here, saying Milton Berle, holy cow, going way back. Well, that's how I felt when he brought up when you guys brought up Don Rickles earlier. Like, that was a great pick.
That guy even said Bruce Forsyth, the only guy who could roast Statler and Waldorf and get away with it.
Oh, now Matt's YouTube user coming in and he's telling me you're ruining my show.
Go 69 at Grizzly Bear while shoving King Kong up your ass, YouTube user.
I take offense to that because I've been ruining this show for months.
No, listen, YouTube user, Dolphin fucking fan. Metz has been here pretty much since the beginning, a loyal listener, a loyal call-in, and he has now become a show regular. So I have no problem, especially, you have to go back and listen to some of the stories. One time he brought out a whip. He was ready to start whipping people. It literally had a whip. Yeah. Mets can go, off the rails sometimes. We love those moments. Especially check out some of his stuff when the Knicks were blowing it. And don't let him near a child in a supermarket.
Damn it, that joke again.
I really don't think the supermarket's the factor.
No, he just does kids in general.
Thank you, YouTube user.
All right, Mets. What's new on your channel? What's new on your channel?
I just got done with a couple of chicken chain sandwich reviews. One that WWE combo Bojangles put out, and that maple bacon thing from Chick-fil-A.
How was that?
Good.
How was the Bojangles one?
It was okay. It was just basically promotional tool by the WWE anyway.
What cup did you get? Because I was actually interested in the cups because it's not crap from today. They had like the Dudley Boys.
I got Brothers of Destruction.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, they had when I saw those cups, I was like, oh my God, a wrestling thing that I actually want to get because it's all old school tag teams. So I thought that was pretty cool. All right, Mets, thank you for calling in. I appreciate it. Hopefully we will see you on Tuesday night.
Okay.
Yeah, Mets, good to see you, buddy.
All right. Now I'm about to bring him in, but he has a good fucking point right here. Things move. Oh, there it is. Nate, channel member, says, why don't the Dolphins fans ever call in? I'm going to answer that because they're big old pussies. Let's bring him in. Nate, what's up, man? How you doing tonight?
What's up, Nate?
What's up, guys? Can you hear me?
Yeah. That hat. Is that new?
What's that?
Is that new, that hat?
Yeah. It's
Smooth.
from Fanatics. Shout out to the Jake Gasman, whatever he puts under his stream all the time to buy stuff.
I like it. That one's nice looking.
Well, sometimes on Jake's stream, it's like sometimes I feel like I'm going to get a deal from like I'll look at the price and I'll be like, oh, that's actually that is discounted. But then sometimes I look and I don't feel like they're discounted at all.
No, you're just giving him money. It's not about the discount. It's just if you click the code from his stream, he gets a percentage because then they know that you click the link from his link.
Oh yeah, it's one of where you put in the code. Okay, yeah.
It's not like a Jake 15 to get 50% off. It's just like click this link to let him know like you found them through me, so to speak.
Oh, there you go. There you go. All right. So Nate, tonight we've been talking about a couple things. We've been talking about the worst moments in New York Jets history. And during the intermission report and Mike and Maddie's top 5, the top 5 comedians, your favorite comedians of all time. Which one do you want to start with?
I'll do comedians. I'm not big on them. I'm not big on movies, comedians. I mostly just consume Bobby Midnight Radio and sports. I say the only.
Well, how do you have time to consume sports if you're watching Bobby Midnight? Because Bobby Midnight goes pretty much 24 hours a day.
Well, Bobby Midnight hasn't lived through a basketball season or a Jet season yet. That's the real test to see if I can work my schedule around my basketball and my football. So right now, yeah, the Mets are I'm indifferent about. Unfortunately, the Mets have had enough bad times. I always talk about this. to really like ruin my fandom. Like 2006, 2007, 2008. Like I got hurt to a point as a kid where the Mets, like I couldn't invest anymore as much as I did. The Jets like fulfilled my emptiness in the playoffs, so I always feel like, and I feel like anyone can win a football game. So the Jets haven't ruined me yet, which is why I'm calling in to your show in the middle of July. But comedians, the only one I think that was left off the list for me was Louis C.K. I like Carlin.
Oh.
I like Chris Rock. I like all the big names. And I don't know any of the new guys for the most part. Like everyone was talking about Shane Gillis. I've heard great things about him. Haven't watched the shows. Haven't heard his stand up. But yeah, I do like Louis C.K. and he had his own like ominous. I feel, Maddie gives me Louis C.K. vibe. Just a very like ominous but funny.
Very
kind
frequently
of on his
masturbate in
own
front of strange
track.
people. And if you don't want to see that, don't sit next to me on the bus. I mean, that's just the deal.
And I want to bring up another one actually real quick. You bring up Louis C.K. Awesome. I do love his stuff, but also Ricky Gervais. I also love his stuff. So there's another one. If I didn't see it in the chat, so I figured I'd throw it out there.
Yeah. I like Bill Burr. Bill Burr. I like his podcasts. Like I feel like I could talk to Bill Burr for hours. I like comedians like that. I guess
Bill Burr's like one of those guys who's very relatable. Like you feel like if you ran into him at a bar, you would just like, instead of going for one drink, you'd be like, I'm definitely gonna be here for all a happy hour. We're gonna hang out and talk some more.
He's big on sports too. He's a big.
Did you guys? I just thought of something. I meant to bring it up on Tuesday's show, but were you either of you guys a fan of Opie and Anthony?
Not really.
Okay, so do you know who
live?
Do you know who Jim Norton is?
Other stuff. Yeah, I know who Jim Norton is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you know that he's gay? I had no idea. Like the comedy that he used to do on Opie and Anthony and throughout his career, he married a trans person, like a trans woman. Man, I don't know if you call it. Okay, it's a man who's a woman, so I don't know if that's considered a trans man or I think it's a trans
Scott's
woman.
My other one too.
Who was it?
What's your other one?
I didn't know that, but I was saying Boom and Scott stole my other stand-up, Robin Williams.
Okay.
Okay. Now I've heard weird things about Robin Williams. I've heard that Robin Williams is like Carlos Mencia, and he stole a lot of material.
Dude, he's so naturally funny though. He's like, I don't buy that.
I'd never heard that until just now.
My sister's Make-A-Wish. She was a Make-A-Wish kid. She had cancer when she was younger. Her Make-A-Wish was to meet Robin Williams. Even though I whispered Michael Jordan in her ear every night, it was Robin Williams. So we got to have like a 4-hour like lunch with Robin Williams. Flew us out to San Francisco, took us to the back thing, and he like took my sister to a movie. He did the whole day with her, and he like we joined him but he took the whole day to do it. Like most of them could just do like 20 minutes. He like planned a whole day, had limo service to take her everywhere. And then like met the family and us for like 4 hours and just mocked me the whole time. Yeah, it was hysterical.
That's fantastic.
That's awesome. That's cool. Yeah, that's really cool.
It's an awesome experience.
Did you ever see the movie World's Greatest Dad that he was in?
I said they can't hear me. I'm sorry. I'll speak up.
World's Greatest Dad. Have you ever seen it?
Nope.
It's a Robin Williams movie, and it's directed by Bobcat Goldthwait. You want to talk about a dark movie?
He's in some dark movies.
Yeah, it's a great
1 hour
movie.
1 hour photo.
Well, yeah, that one was
1 hour
wild.
photo I didn't like watching that. It's like, where's happy Robin Williams dressed up as a grandma?
Yeah.
It was like when you saw it. If you ever saw
we need some Mrs. Doubtfire.
Right.
Right. Or like
well, Becky Kevin James is terrifying as this neo-Nazi escaped prisoner, and you're like, the King of Queens did what? Like, it's crazy the range some of these guys have.
Absolutely. Nate,
It was Aladdin for me.
give us some of your favorite or your favorite worst Jets moments that you can remember.
I'm not.
I can.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you. You're a little quiet, but we can hear you.
All right. YouTube user can't hear me. I don't give a shit. Worst Jets moments. I was talking to Jquest about this in Discord. For me, it's like ones that impact the season. Like I was watching the butt fumble, and we were already a joke. Like that season wasn't going anywhere. So whatever. Like I don't care being a meme. It's for me. It's the ones that hurt. Like Third worst was 2015, Rex Ryan ending our season when we could have had like a playoff run, and I was a big like Revis guy. I came in like Chad Pennington, Brett Favre, so I wanted to see one more run with the Revis Mango era and just see what would happen. Number 2 for me last year was Brett Favre. I mean, not Brett Favre. I'm sorry, Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers dropping another one where just like watching my playoff chances, just he's out for the year. What am I going to do with my winter?
Yeah.
That was terrible. Yeah, there we go.
Any other ones?
My number 1 is, I didn't hear it mentioned, was I was at this game, was watching Victor Cruz run away from me in 2011. And that game was pivotal both for our season in 2011, but also just like the direction of the franchise and the Rex Ryan era. Like if we won that game, we probably go to the playoffs for the 3rd straight year with Mark Sanchez. Who knows, if Mark steps up in the playoffs again 3 years in a row after 2 AFC championship games, that immediately pivoted us to getting rid of guys that were critical for us. And then when signed Plaxico, we signed, Derek Mason, Tim Tebow, like the whole Rex Ryan era shifted. Then the Mark Sanchez, we all knew Mark wasn't it after that 3rd year and not making the playoffs. And it's like, all right, we've had a top defense and we're not taking that step on offense. So that watching Victor Cruz run away, and then the Giants won a Super Bowl. It propelled them, and it pivoted our like I said, our season and our franchise in those in that Rex Ryan era. So for me, it's Victor Cruz, and I was at that game. So Giants fans are it's just a terrible memory of it was my high school years. Everyone in my high school was a Giants fan. All the Giants fans were around you, giving you shit. It was it was tough.
It's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, and once again, but this is more examples, by the way, of nobody mentioned that today, and yet you still, as a Jets fan, can constantly come up with more and more embarrassing, horrible, depressing moments being a Jets fan. It's just something we do.
Can I add one more, Mike, before I go? I know you got more people.
Yeah.
2024. I keep saying it, and it hasn't happened yet. But we've got Zach Wilson on the schedule, Sam Darnold on the schedule, Geno on this. Like if Zach Wilson comes into MetLife, and I'm not saying it's probable, but if Zach Wilson beat us and I'm at that game and just, the whole team is fired up to be, and this guy fucking beats us after the 3 years of tormenting us, it would be one of my worst moments for sure in Jets history.
Oh, yeah.
And that would be the one that stands alone of playoffs. If Zach beat us at MetLife with this Broncos team against our team with Super Bowl right now.
Oh, not only that, but think about during practice and all the defense knowing that the reason that they're not going far is because of this idiot Zach Wilson. But in practice, he's wearing that red fucking jersey and they can't hit him. They've got to be getting ready for that game, being like, we can finally hit this motherfucker. I'm hoping. Yeah.
It would be brutal. It would be brutal. Yeah.
Nate, thank you so much for being a channel member and everything you do. I really appreciate it, and I hope you have a great night.
Yeah, Nate, one of my favorites. Awesome. Love you, brother.
Maddie.
Oh, sure. As soon as I'm having a moment.
All right. We are at the 2-hour mark. We're supposed to be ending the show, but he came back, and now he's waving at me, so I have to see what he has to say. Bobby, it's the end of the show.
Yeah, I know.
You came back. What's up?
Okay, is that game behind you the game week?
Well, it's not there anymore. It ended.
No, I know, but I want to guess it. 1996 week 4, New York Giants and New York Jets. Was that right? All right, I figured it out. I was looking at the quarterbacks. First, I thought it was Dave Brown, but I said couldn't be Dave Brown.
No, so I think it was Dave Brown and Neil O'Donnell, wasn't it?
Right, so Ross Stettler. 1996. It was Ross Stettler. It wasn't Dave Brown.
Infrared is just bringing the heat tonight on everyone.
Yeah, Hostetler. Yeah, right after Sims.
No. Hostetler was no. Hostetler no. It was Dave Brown. Hostetler was the Giants quarterback during the Super Bowl in 91.
Okay, maybe it was Dave Brown. Yeah, Dave Brown. That's how I got it.
Yeah,
I will
I think it was
accept it.
Dave Brown. Yeah, I think it was Dave Brown and Neil O'Donnell.
All right, that's what I wanted to say.
But
Just
you got
before we
it.
leave. I
You
was
absolutely
happy.
got it.
I like to play that game. Your TV's so far away, I just can't.
Well, the reason I have it like that
Yeah.
is because if it's too visible, I can get like copyright strikes. And
When-
if it's
when
right,
it's an old
if it's
game.
well, you could get it's NFL still. And if it's
No,
too
they
close,
have on YouTube the old games. You don't get.
no, I
Oh.
know, but those aren't monetized. Those are demonetized. Yeah, you can't make. My channel's monetized, so I make money
Oh,
on
okay.
ads.
Mike's
and other
background at least looks
things
nice.
like
Bobby
that.
and I both look like we just have a yard sale tomorrow. We both need to clean up our backs bad.
I'm telling you right now, if you saw the rest of this studio, it wouldn't look too good because it's
All
a
right.
mess. I keep everything right here nice and
out,
clean.
guys. I just wanted to share that with you guys.
Good night, buddy.
Thank you, Bobby. Thank you so much. That was awesome. Yeah, folks. Once again, usually I have you guys guess the game of the week behind me, but now I'm just starting to give away the stickers. So if you go to Midnight Mike Show, spell MIDNITE Mike Show at gmail.com and send me your home address, work address, P.O. box, whatever, I'll send you the 2 Midnight Mike Show stickers. Of course, the holographic one is while supplies last. I'm not reordering these, so those will be for the hardcore fans who came in early. But everyone will be receiving the Midnight Mike Show sticker for your water bottle, your car, your computer, and like I said, I had someone put it on their construction hat. So that's awesome. Yeah, great, dude. Great show tonight. I'm very glad we did that. I'm glad that I can fuck with you, Maddie, at the beginning of a show, and you still come in and know that I'm just fucking with you.
Oh, I know. I just like to act all surly and shit. The funny thing was, I wasn't sure if I was gonna make it, and I was gonna send you a message this morning and be like, just keep an eye on your DMs because shit might be off the rails. Things worked out fine and everything was good. But boy, am I tired. I will say that much. But yeah, great show tonight. Had a blast. Thanks to Connor for coming on, man. That kid's, I swear, he's cool. Comments tonight.
Yeah, comments off the rail tonight, and I do want to give you. I'm telling you guys, I will rewatch this like tomorrow or the next day, and just watch the live chat. Like that's all I'm going to do. But thank you, Bobby Midnight, for not only coming on twice, guessing the game of the week, but he gifted a Midnight Mike Show membership. I appreciate that. Cuban Raider came in with a super chat. Nate came in with a super chat, also came on the show. Thank you so much, Nate, for being here every week. We really appreciate it. Dano channel member came in with a super chat. Big Fella came in with a super chat. I really do appreciate it, guys. That really helps out the show. And as of right now, because it's once the season starts, I'm sure everything will pick up, views, chat, super chat, all that stuff. Right now, anything that comes in is just going back into the show. So
Good night,
hopefully, yeah. Oh, is Neek saying good night? Hold on, let me head over there. I of course.
Dolphins fans, get more of your people in here. I have a blast with you guys. I swear, you guys are some of my favorites.
Yeah, well, once again, YouTube user is a shithead. But he did go a little far with just bombing the chat, but then he got on point and just started digging on people, and we have no problem with that. And look, I brought up your stuff when you were shitting on Mets. We like to shit on Mets. We like to have fun and do that. He's our boy. So come on here, trash Maddie, trash me, that's fine. Just don't bomb it so that other people can't get their comments on. I have no problem fighting back and forth with you guys. But yeah, Monique, thank you for being here. She's a channel member herself.
She's wonderful. Johnny Boy did send us baby pictures. I think we should save those for Tuesday night.
Oh, well, I wouldn't be able to bring them up now anyway. It would take me a while to
we
bring
got to
them
do a
through.
little work on that. But beautiful baby, Johnny Boy. She's just adorable. I really don't have anything else, guys. I just had a great time tonight. I'm a little punch drunk because I'm super tired. But just thank you guys all for being here, and I hope to see you Tuesday.
And everybody needs to be hitting that like button. We should be able to do it tonight. We would great views tonight, especially for a live show that started at the end of the Jets season. So we haven't done a live show yet for the Midnight Mike Show during a Jets season yet.
I can't wait for those.
Dude, it's gonna be so much fucking fun. It's gonna be so much fucking fun.
Tuesday nights, like Wednesdays, are gonna be the worst hangover of in the world for me.
Dano's got it right there. Hit the like. And then hit the button.
You got it, buddy. You
guys are fucking awesome. Let's hit it. Jets. $4.99. Scott comes in. He's a channel member. I really appreciate it. He says, yeah, I'll send you a super chat, but only if you spend it on beer. And I have no problem.
I'm your Huckleberry.
Doing that. All right.
Well, that said, good night, all. Enjoyed spending my time with you. I will see you Tuesday. And as always, as our friend at Jet Central says, as always, go Jets.
Thank you, Maddie. All right, ladies and gentlemen, another show that we have to call it on. This one actually was, I guess, a little bit shorter, I guess. But once again, guys, you are awesome. Clancy's still in here. YouTube user, I don't know what that means, but smoke them if you got them. Absolutely. Let's see here. Most profitable night for you guys. I think milestone episode close to 50 what? We've had 60 to 70 live viewers. We've definitely blown up the chat with how many people. Money wise, I think this might be close. But I don't think 50. And you have to remember, YouTube takes a bunch of that. But you guys did amazing tonight with the super chats. I really do appreciate it. And guys, like, it's your super chats, honestly, that I can then go to my wife and say, this is the reason why every Saturday night I'm on here for 2.5 hours, and every Tuesday night I'm on here for an hour and a half or whatever, and that I can do Jets Uncovered because these guys are supporting the show. They're supporting the Midnight Mike show. And, she appreciates it. She sees all you guys with the monthly memberships and the super chats. And I think she's proud of me. I think she's proud of me for doing stuff like this. Because honestly, I started doing Jets content on this channel 8 months ago. And then at the end of the season was when I started doing live shows. So I told her, I said, look, I don't expect to get a lot of viewers or anything during the off season. It's going to be brutal, especially once we hit June, July. It's going to be this has been the best we've ever done. Our views overall have dipped a bit, but the interactions, like on what do they call it? YouTube Studio, our interactions, our new watchers, our super chats, like everything else aside from views has skyrocketed in fucking July. And that's because of you guys. Like, I'm not even talking just super chats and memberships, the comments, the interactions, all that stuff means so much to me. So thank you once again. Let me just do a little bit of, a little bit of housekeeping here. Guys, follow me on Twitter, X, Instagram, Letterboxd, and Rumble. I haven't put that in there yet. Go over to Rumble and give me a follow, because I'd like to start, just in case something, God forbid, ever happens here, because we get saucy. Me and Maddie say things that people usually can get in trouble for saying, bad words, things like that. Go over at Midnight Mike Show, MIDNITE Mike Show on Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd, YouTube, Rumble. It's all the same. I'm so happy that I was able to brand with one handle on everything. Like, it makes it easy on everybody. And of course, if you want those stickers, here it is, midnightmikeshow@gmail.com. Send me an address. You'll get the stickers. Dano, you didn't answer me when we were privately messaging. I sent you stickers in like the first or second wave. I sent them to the address that you sent to me. And I guess you didn't get them. I have no problem if you didn't get them. Just tell me, look at the address you sent me, make sure it's right, and say, try again. And I'll try again. I promise. Absolutely. But yeah, that's about it. I want to play some of your guys, or I want to post up some of your guys' comments as I head out. So this is the Midnight Mike Show. This is the show for blue collar Jets fans who bleed green. And I am your late night New York Jets host, Midnight Mike. Let's hit that Jets song. And I can't wait to see you next time.
Come on,
Nate is bullshitting. The newest ones I have Addison, Dark Soldier, and then I just have my booking stuff for the summer, man. Sorry, I got old ones from Valerie. I got old ones, no, and they were all looked at. Make sure you're spelling Midnight Mike Show right. You'll get the stickers. Addison and Dark Soldier are going to be in the next wave.